All right, so it continues. Off camera, I was actually able to get the rear done. So that's all taken care of. Got ourselves a SET spoiler actually. Right now I'm gonna throw a radio in, and that will actually complete the interior. Put our plastics back together. All the windows worked, the sunroof worked, trunk, got new carpet put in there, and I gotta clean the spare tire cover. So got ourselves wired in here. Module type adapter here. God, that's annoying. Sounds like it's dying. Hey, it works. Get this thing mounted in there and be done in here. It's all in. Everything's put back together. Put these plastics back underneath the dash. Side note: watch when you order eBay stuff, because granted it was like $8, I think, for the dash kit, like just the plastic piece itself. I figure, how can you mess that up? Well, they messed it up, so I made it work. It's in there. It's not like going anywhere, but I don't like it. All right, so I made another junkyard run. Probably last one for a while, just because I want to start catching up with the parts that I have. There are a couple small ones that I wanted to go with what I already had to kind of complete those pieces. I was able to find this guy. So this will have the same hood and spoiler as our daily. Front bumper is a big thing. We still got to locate, and I do want to change this fender, just because when you hit the driveway and it bent everything, this one's in pretty bad shape. This one's actually in pretty good shape. What I'm probably gonna do is next gonna do all the brake lines, the rubber ones, do all those, get the stainless off there, put the whole exhaust system on. Actually, I gotta get the side skirts off. I got side skirts on the way, but we'll have to hold off probably putting those on until I change that fender. It's gonna get fresh fluid and filter on the transmission, oil change on the motor. It's getting all fresh brake fluid because I'm doing the lines. It already has brand new brakes, brand new tires, brand new suspension all the way around. It's starting to come together. So let's start having some fun. It's actually a bonus thing. So I was gonna do all stock exhaust, and for the most part it is, but then I found a muffler at the junkyard that I figured would be a nice thing to put on and kind of, I guess, save a little bit of money. I think it'll be worth it, but that's one of the original SLP mufflers that they made back in the day. I grabbed what's actually supposed to be from KMaffittGAGT, so I can kind of mesh the two together and make a half-decent exhaust. I hate exhaust. Kind of trying to multitask and hopefully get this thing back on at least the ground and the back end. So a long way to go. Okay, so exhaust is on. Pretty much just combined the two and made a KMaffittGAGT. Now I'm emptying what I can of this bad gas out of here. Got the new fuel pump in there already. Get that buttoned up, figured out, and then I'm gonna move on to the brakes. All right, so fuel system's in. Do the test here. Okay, I hear the pump. Nothing leaking. And up here, boom. Sweet, so the fuel system's done. Go to brakes, I guess. So a little side thing here. I found a use for those struts with the bad coil. Just wanted to show you guys what a bad strut really is. Actually, so here's that bad coil from H&R. So here's the old strut. As you see, just here's a new one. Look at that. So now all the brake lines are changed, ready to go, everything's sealed up. That'll be it for today, and we'll be back tomorrow. So it continues with this car. Went to start bleeding, and the bleeder's gone. So I tried getting it out, couldn't do it, so we're just gonna go to the parts store and get another one. I didn't notice anything leaking from back there, which is weird because I have yet to touch the brakes on this thing, and that was clearly snapped off quite a while ago. So let's change that out and keep going. So at the very least, maybe you guys can take a little bit from this video as I'm putting this car together. So got a new caliper on here and wind, and I'm gonna go through and bleed the whole system. So some quick tips there with bleeding the system. There is always start with the furthest. So passenger rear, driver rear, passenger front, driver front. Do it in that order. Farthest to closest to the ABS block. I'll crack open the bleeder. I'll let it start gravity bleeding itself. You know, so start getting stuff through the system. And then I've got this great tool, this power bleeder, Harbor Freight, like 20 bucks. And it's been a great tool to have. I think we're pretty good here now. So let it gravity bleed. You see it's starting to come out. And then I'll go through and hit it with the power bleeder. So get these 4 corners done and hopefully be done with the brake system. Also, something to take away is it's not fun trying to get a car back to roadworthiness because it will nickel and dime you. And we got another snap bleeder. I did check the fronts. The fronts are good. Fronts come off. The driver one I got gravity bled. Passenger front, I'm still waiting. I haven't seen fluid come out of it, so that's kind of concerning. But some fluid has moved through the system at least, so it's a start. But this car has become quite the headache. Alright, so we got another new caliper. Now we should be squared with calipers. So I'm gonna crack off getting this whole system bled, at least get that taken care of. That way we can move on to the next section here, because I feel like I've dwelled on brakes for a while now. So next thing I'm gonna knock out is these side skirts so I can get the back wheels on. Alright, another quick milestone here. So I've been just kind of jumping on it when I can, between the weather not cooperating lately and just a lot of work. So our side skirts are off. Not too bad of a job for a 4-door. But I think now we're going to be at a stopping point for a while, because I'm for sure changing that fender, and I'm really on the edge about just doing this one too, which you have to do with the side skirt off, so I don't have to do work twice. But when I do want to show a little snippet here, and I'll probably save this for when I do the video to sell this thing, but here's our rockers. You know, so typically on these cars, these are all gone. Part of the problem is what I'm going to do is actually get these out of here. But yeah, it'll hold water in there and eventually rot out. Next thing I'm going to tackle is I got to finish up the front suspension. That passenger side needs a control arm, which I have on the shelf. And I'm going to do the transmission filter and fluid. That way that's taken care of. And really going to be at a kind of a stopping point there. Got a brand new one. The ball joint attached. And we got the links to put back on. Because when I found the bad ball joint, I figured why bother. So control arms not too bad. Front bolt, back bolt. I'll probably remove the strut back out of there. I'll take the brake back off. Getting the ball joint isn't too fun on these. Alright, old ugly one out. There's our problem. And actually this bushing was kind of, I don't know what the deal with that is. So here's our new one. You can see, it's in tight. The bushings, so ready to throw that back in there. As you saw, something like that isn't as bad of a job versus trying to mess with the ball joints. They did rivets on the stock form. So, I mean, if you want to, you cut the heads off, press them out, and then new ones will come with bolts. But for about the same price, I just got a whole control arm that, I don't know. I mean, to me, it's easy. Alright, so now it's a party. I got this in here. I don't remember these things fitting this well, but I did throw on the down pipe and got it halfway bolted on. That way that's done. All I gotta do is, when I crawl under, I'll tighten it down. But we're gonna end this one here because we've done quite a bit so far. Next is tackling the engine bay, and I'm gonna try to get that all done and hopefully get this thing started. Hopefully no more hiccups. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.